In this video of our Navigating the Website series, we're going to be focusing on calculators. Calculators are just a tool we offer to quickly and conveniently do the math for you. Keep in mind that calculators never save any information, so anytime you need to save anything, you'll want to look for the Print Formula button and print your formula. To find the calculators, look for the green bar that runs across the top of your screen. On the right hand side, you'll see Printable Catalog, Our Blog, and then Calculators. So click on the Calculators link and that will take you to the Calculators page. And there you'll see we have 6 calculators. Amount to percentage calculator, Fragrance Addition volume calculator, Ingredient formula percentage calculator, Temperature conversion, Volume conversion, and Weight conversion. If you'll go to our video catalog, you'll see that we have individual videos for the amount to percentage calculator and the ingredient formula percentage calculator because those are very in-depth. In this video we're only focusing on the basics. So in our first row we have Fragrance Addition volume calculator. What you'll use that calculator for is to tell you what the volume is of essential oil or fragrance oil you need to make to add to your desired formulation. So let's say you have a finished product and you know that you want to add 1% essential oil or fragrance oil and you'd like to make 1 gallon or 128 ounces. So you can use the calculator to tell you that. In the first column you see total size and a blank field. That's where you'll enter the amount that you want to make. Then you'll see a drop down box, and if you click on the arrow you'll see the different forms of unit measurement. So you've got cups, gallon, liter, mils, ounces, pint, or quart. And you'll always enter in the size that you want to make and the way that you'd like to measure it. And then in the next column you've got percentage and an empty line, and in there you'll put in the percentage you want to add. And then below that you'll see another drop down box, and this is for the measurement of your fragrance or essential oil. And there you've got options, drops or mils. So highlight the way you want this to measure. In this case I'm going to use mils because I'm going to make a 128 ounce formula and I know I'm going to be using 1 or more mils. So in the first column we're going to enter 128 and we're going to leave this at ounces. And then since we want to use 1% essential oil fragrance oil, I'm going to type in a 1 and then I'm going to hit submit query. And the calculator will tell you that to make 128 ounces of your product using 1% essential oil fragrance oil, you'll need 37.85 mils. And these calculators are super fast and easy to work. You can actually change this very quickly to, let's say, 6 pints. A pint is 2 cups. So what we'll do is change this to pints. And let's say we want to do 0.5% essential oil. So tab to your next field, type in 0.5, and again I know it's going to be over 1 mil, so I'm going to leave it at mils and hit submit query, and that tells me to add 0.5% essential oil fragrance oil to 6 pints of product. I need 14.2 mils. If we were making a much smaller batch, let's say we were doing 30 grams of a product or 30 mils of a product, and we were going to use, let's say, 1.2% essential oil, use your cursor to type into the box, enter in 1.2, use the arrow to change your measurement to drops, then hit submit query, and it will tell you that to add 1.2% of your essential or fragrance oil to your 30 mil batch of product, it would be 11 drops. Okay, now let's click back on calculators and we'll go to temperature conversion. You can use this calculator to convert back and forth from either Celsius to Fahrenheit or Fahrenheit to Celsius. And to do that, just use your cursor to click into the field that you know and then hit your tab button to have the calculator do the math. So if you're reading a recipe that tells you to take something to 54 degrees Celsius and you'd like to know Fahrenheit, just put your cursor in the Celsius box, type in 54 and then hit your tab button. and that will tell you that 54 degrees Celsius is equal to 129.2 in Fahrenheit. We could also go Fahrenheit. So I'm going to just erase that information in the box, and I'm going to type in 170 because I'm looking at a recipe that tells me to take it to 170 degrees. And in this case, because the calculator does the math, you don't even need to worry about erasing. Just type in 170, hit the tab button, and the calculator will tell you that 170 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to 76.67 degrees Celsius. Now let's go back to calculators. The next calculator is volume conversion, and you will use this calculator to convert recipe information from one form of measurement to another. So you'll see you only have two empty lines. One is from, that will be the measurement that you have, and then in the to column, that's where you'll see your result. And what you're going to do is use the drop down box to highlight the form of measurement you'd like to see this in. So I'm going to use ounces, and I'm going to say I'm looking at a recipe that is calling for 3 cups, but I'd like to know what that equals in ounces. So use your cursor to get into the from box, enter 3, then come down, hit your submit query button, and that will tell you 3 cups is equal to 24 ounces. You could also, of course, if you had a recipe that told you 24 ounces and you'd like to know what that is in cups, use your cursor to get back into the from box, type in 24, use your drop down, highlight ounces and click your button, then hit submit query and it will redo the math. And of course in this case it's telling us 24 ounces equals 24 ounces because I never changed ounces. So now I'm going to change that to gallons and see what that tells me. So 24 ounces is equal to 0.1875 gallons, or I'm going to change, hit submit query, and it's telling me that 24 ounces is equal to 1.5 pints. Now let's go back to our calculators, and we have a weight conversion. And weight conversion does exactly the same thing as volume conversion, except in traditional weight measurements. So you've got the same thing in empty blocks to put the number you know, a drop down to indicate what measurement that is in, and then your empty field that'll be calculated for you, and then the unit of measure you'd like to see that in. So if I have a recipe that's telling me I need 5 kilograms, I would put a 5 by using my cursor and getting into that first box. This is already on kilograms, so I'm going to use that and then hit submit query. And of course, because I didn't change the kilogram display, that's what it's telling me. So click on your drop down and let's change to pounds. Hit the submit query again and it tells you that 5 kilograms is equal to 11.022928 pounds. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.